Yo, what is going on, everybody? Lottery Stocks here. Today we have an AMC stock price prediction for you. Without further ado, please smash the like, consider subscribing to the channel, and let's get right into the video. So the first thing we're looking at is Amazon, down 10% after hours. You know, it's earnings season, guys. Shit happens. What else is down? Well, Apple. Okay, Apple was down, but Apple is actually cruising now up 2% in after hours. So if any of you had calls, congrats. I know that was called out at some point in the Discord. And then last but not least, we have Robinhood. Robinhood down 8.5% on this. I literally bought the cheapest call on this thing and YOLO'd it. You know, I was up throughout the day. I would never really bet money on this fucking company. So that's that. Hood revenue, $299 million, and it was estimated to be $363. So they lost on revenue. They also lost on earnings per share, negative. So down 45 cents, and it was estimated they would lose 31 cents per share. So they lost on EPS and revenue, and then Robinhood said it will no longer provide revenue guidance, and also Robinhood monthly active users, MAU, decreased 10% to 15.9 million for March 22, compared with 17.7 million for March 2021. And you can look for Amazon loss per share $7.56 and revenue 116.44 billion versus 116.3 billion expected according to whatever website that is. Okay, so now that you have those out of the way, let's go over AMC and GameStop. Stock Tracker is saying our data provider Yahoo is reporting wrong data, causing options chain glitches. Please hang on, we're trying to fix it. It just so happens that Stock Tracker tracks AMC and GameStop. It is what it is. I don't have much more to say or much more to speak on this. And there was one thing that we could have went over, and it's Archegos. You guys probably have heard of it by now. We're not going to go over it on this stream, but pretty much Bill Huang, whatever you want to say, is attempting to not plead guilty. The two people who were also part of it pleaded guilty already from that firm, but it was like 1.5 billion to 60 billion, I believe, in 1 year, and it was through market manipulation and other tactics in the stock market. The question I have is, what about all the people who were invested in the market? That's great. You close you're trying to close this case now, but what about the people who were impacted by this? You're just not going to do anything about them. So Hood down 10%, absolutely getting hammered. I don't know what this stock is actually worth. Definitely no more than $12 stock in my opinion. But before we get into AMC and GameStop, I think this has a big thing to do with it, and this is the S&P 500, the SPY. As you guys can see, it rebounded a bit today, up 2.53%, but it has had, this same move, and we're going to take a look at this right now. Okay, so if you take a look at the SPY, you see this sort of reverse head and shoulders pattern happen often. If you bring this up, I believe, to the 2-hour chart, let's take a look. Yeah, you can see it a bit better on the 2-hour chart, but it has, these positions where you see this sort of reverse head and shoulders and then a move up. Whether this move up sells off like you saw here, either way, you should see a move up. But come tomorrow, do expect a bit of a sell-off for the S&P 500 just based off of how often this does this and what this looks like. So with that being said, you could see that correlate over to AMC, GameStop, and other stocks like that, because as you guys saw this morning, all stocks were down, including AMC, BBIG, whatever you want to say, and then the SPY ran, and those ran with it. Now getting into AMC and GameStop, it's been trading in the same exact way for quite a while, and it's getting pretty annoying, I bet, to all of you as to where this thing's going to go, what's it going to do. And some of you had calls, which leads me into saying this no options may thing. Let me know if you guys are participating in the comments. But all right, let's bring AMC up here on our trading view and take a little bit of a look at it. So right now we're on the 2-hour chart. I'm going to bring this over to the daily just so you guys can see this a bit better. Actually, let's bring this over to the 4-hour chart. This is short seller's dream, what's happening with AMC right now. You're in this channel just about, and this is their projection to run this thing into the ground, right? You saw it happen back here. and their projection was pretty on point until you finally, got that real breakout that you saw. Now, this isn't perfect, but I would just say that this is the general ping pong channel of where where they're going to make the stock go, or where they're attempting to. This is the plan for short sellers, and I think it's a good thing to look at the other side of the spectrum and say, okay, if I was a short seller doing this, that, and the third, obviously manipulating markets and controlling prices, where would the trajectory be for this thing? So clearly this, I'd say the next spot, right? This wasn't looking good today. It really wasn't. We've been talking about the cycles and the move, and it broke under 15 today, and that really impacted me, and thought, okay, you have to rethink everything that you've been talking about this stock, about this company. So as of right now, the only thing that we can look at is $12.96. This was the low we've hit, in the past 9 months. This is the lowest we've hit. So we don't know for sure if we can actually break lower than that or not. But for right now, that is the bottom out for the stock. Okay, and we're about less than $3 away. So that zone is definitely possible. If we do trend down to, $12.96 with the SPY selling off, just wait. Just expect something, right? Either a new move down, which is going to bring in a whole lot of factors. It's going to bring retail angered. Why the fuck is price doing this, that, and the third? And it kind of bothers me, right? Because we took a look at Volkswagen squeeze before, and we said, okay, well, this correlates with, the overall stock market. When the stock market was selling off, this was selling off, and then it ran. This kind of makes me mad, okay? So this, you had a huge sell-off candle, right? I just don't like how, this is a possible thing to do, and it'd look a lot better on the daily chart. I don't get how it's possible enough or even allowed to be done, right? Because you have this stock trending to the downside somehow, of course, because shareholders own 90% of the float. But take a look at Volkswagen on the daily, right? So you could say a lot of shorts averaged in, at any point before this, or even during this, accumulation phase to the upside, right? Any shorts could have gotten in right there. The fact that you even saw this huge red bar back down to $150, breaking right below, actually is aggravating, because to think that can happen, just because they want it to happen, is bothersome in my opinion. Because if you take a look at AMC, what could you see happen, right? You could say, okay, this thing's accumulating, it's about to rip, and then it starts moving, and then they have a huge, to whatever their average price is, right? Shorts got in at, and they can just cover there. I don't think that's fair. It's aggravating. I personally think that some things are aggravating about this, but either way, we'll have to wait and see for what's to come. But let's back over to the SPY really quick, because I want to talk about one more thing with AMC. We didn't really cover everything. So we talked about the SPY potentially having a little bit of a sell-off come tomorrow, right? If this is the case, you kind of copy something like over here, right? You sell off tomorrow, and then you get a rebound next week, right? Some sort of one of these. If this is the case, watch for stocks to do a bit worse tomorrow. And there was always that thing on the table where, okay, well, if the SPY doesn't sell off, what's going to happen? Because I thought that was good for AMC. That is good for AMC. What's going to happen? Who knows? Honestly, who knows? If the SPY does this and actually continues its trajectory, maybe shorts, maybe they'll get out. Who knows? Maybe they'll get out, because the negative beta is just not there anymore, and AMC moves with the SPY, so maybe AMC will move. Honestly, it's tough to say, because think about it, right? This moves, if AMC moves, positive beta, whatever, their positions are decreasing more and more. And whether they could just cover now when the SPY is super low, this, that, and the third, it's tough to say. It really is. But if you do, if you are looking for the SPY to sell off again, we can just give you this zone right here. So we're gonna grab the fib retracement. We're gonna toss this down at about 385, okay, and then put it at the peak. See what you're working with. All right, this is pretty decent. So this is ultimately what you're working with. If this doesn't hold tomorrow at its recent lows at around 412 to 414, you could see a retracement back down to 405, and then beyond there, all the way down to 380s, right? High 380s. That's ultimately what you're looking at for the SPY. But if it does hold or does actually jump tomorrow, watch 430 and then 442, and honestly all the way up. Now these numbers aren't exact. We just grabbed the fib retracement here. But ultimately, this is what I have for you guys. I may or may not be live as soon as this video's out and you're watching it. I might go live because I haven't really had time to do much on the channel, and right now I have a little bit of time. So guys, we could do a Q&A or we could do whatever you want, but make sure to hop on that. With that being said, closing out this video, if you guys want free merch, which is linked down below, that's the store. But how to get it, all you have to do is, if you sign up for Moomoo down below and deposit any amount, it can be a penny, you can trade with that. You'll get free stocks, and I will send you personally a free piece of anything that you want from the store. That is really it. Also, members will get discounts on merch and free merch. Go press that down below. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.